If you've been watching my air conditioner videos for a while, you'll know that I tend to prefer older air conditioners. And not all of them are made in USA. Like those Sharps that I have, those are not made in USA, but they're excellent units. They're from the 90s. So I don't automatically consider an air conditioner that's not made in the USA to be junk. But the thing is that most of the air conditioners in the market today are junk. They have cheap components that fail, they lose their refrigerant charge, they use just nothing but styrofoam inside, and I wanted to make this video to show why I prefer the LG air conditioners and why that's pretty much the only brand that I would even consider nowadays. This is an 8,000 BTU LG air conditioner that I bought a couple years ago. It has R32 refrigerant, Wi-Fi control, which is actually really nice. Now you don't need Wi-Fi control as long as it has a timer. That's pretty good, but the Wi-Fi control is a nice luxury feature to have. This air conditioner works very well. It gets cold really fast. And another thing that's really nice about these LGs is they don't have a styrofoam divider between the inside and outside, so you don't get a bunch of daylight in the output vent like you would with a lot of the cheap air conditioners that are made today. Another thing that's nice about these is they're a much larger form factor. This is an 8,000 BTU, like I said, and it is basically the same form factor that you would expect on an air conditioner that was made years ago, like that Fetters, which is a 7,500 BTU. It's about the same physical size. Those 8,500 BTU Sharps I have from the 90s are a large form factor, so I really prefer the larger form factor that these have, and the fact that they don't have a bunch of styrofoam in them like pretty much everything else. I have an 8,100 BTU GE air conditioner from 2014 that was made by Gree, and it's much smaller than this unit is. Here's a look at the side of the unit. You can see it's a nice big form factor. The compressor is on the other side. I'll show that. Here is the information. 660 watts and 6.2 amps. That's pretty efficient. There's the condenser. I actually have two of these units. One of them is at another house. They both work great. This air conditioner feels very solid and has good weight to it. And there's the compressor, which is made by LG. And that is another thing that I like about these units, is LG actually makes their own stuff. The entire unit is made by LG, the compressor is made by LG. So this air conditioner is actually made by the brand that you see on the front. And then of course you got other companies like Midea, and there's a million different brands that go on those things. And you got Haier, which I would actually prefer a little bit over Midea. And you got, those are usually branded Haier or GE these days. And there's Gree, which you got the Soleus Air brand, and the General Electric air conditioners back in the early 2010s I know were made by Gree as well. Those are okay. Some of them are okay, but really I would just prefer to go with LG because, like I said, they actually make their own stuff and they're built way better than any of the other ones are. The same goes for the dual inverter LGs. They're also built very well. They don't have a bunch of styrofoam in them, and they're a large form factor. Also very quiet. There are some other modern air conditioners from Midea and Haier that I would like to try out and compare to this, but I really like these. The airflow that comes out of these is very strong. They have a nice sounding compressor, and there's really, I don't really have anything negative to say about these. It's unusual to find an air conditioner like this in this day and age when everything else has styrofoam and is all made by the same company, no matter what brand you find on it. This air filter comes out pretty easily, as you can see. I'm going to start it up and take a look at the settings first. This one has cool, energy saver, which turns the fan off when the compressor shuts off. I don't really like that, and unfortunately on a lot of these newer units, well, pretty much all of them, it defaults to energy saver when you turn it on. I always turn it off. I don't like it. I just turn it to cool mode, so the fan stays running all the time. Then you got fan only, dry, which is the dehumidification mode. And if you've watched my last air conditioner video, you'll know that even though I had this thing set to its lowest temperature on cool mode, it wouldn't start because it was pretty cool up here, but as soon as I put it on dry, the compressor started. I got a clean filter light, and to reset that, you just press the up and down temperature buttons at the same time. Wi-Fi control, timer, and 3-speed fan motor. Start it up. It's on, let me go to cool, we're on 60. Nice sounding unit. Isn't too loud either. It's definitely not as quiet as the dual inverter, but still a great unit. Okay, the compressor just shut off. It's really not very warm up here right now. The display does not tell you the current temperature of the room, but if you have the app on your phone, it will tell you what the current room temperature is. All that tells you is the set point. And this does have a remote control, but there's no display on the remote. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now. So there you go. I would pretty much, this is only brand I would buy nowadays if I was getting a new air conditioner. I tend to stick with the old stuff. I got Fetters right there, and the Sharps, and all the other vintage ones that I have. I got a lot of vintage air conditioners. They're even older than these. And yeah, but if I was going to buy a new one, I would say go with the LG.